It's DC villains versus Marvel villains on this very special episode of the show, recorded live on the stream.tv. This is Trivia with Buds. Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. How did you find this show? I ask you. I bet you listened to me at a live event, and I told you to subscribe to it. Maybe you were playing trivia with me at the Moose Den this past Monday night, which I do every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Maybe your name's Eliza or Ren or Evan or JD and you were on Team Kmart at the Moose Den. That's right. One of my new favorite teams might be listening to this very episode of the podcast. I wanted to give them a special shout out. We had kind of a late starting night and they were there. And they hung out the entire night for about 3 hours playing trivia, and they were tons of fun, and they won first place, which got them a round of shots and 4 tickets to see a Bon Jovi cover band called Wanted at the Rose Theater in Pasadena. You're listening to me, the voice of Ryan Buds. I host trivia all around Los Angeles, California. I host this podcast every Tuesday. I host a bunch of different superhero after shows on the stream.tv, and I am a producer on television. Right now I'm working on a 90th anniversary special for the Paley Center and NBC television, which will air on February 19th. It'll be a 2 or 3 hour show. We're still figuring that out, and I would love for you to watch it and help me stay employed. I host this show every week. It comes out on Tuesdays. Thanks for checking out this episode. We have a real fun one today, and it's all about DC and Marvel trivia. 2 of my favorite franchises, I think everybody's favorite franchises, are in DC and Marvel universes. You got stuff like Arrow and The Flash and Batman and Superman on the DC side, and then you got old Tony Stark and Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and Thor on the Marvel side, and about 1 million other characters. But everybody likes one of those things, I feel like, so you should enjoy this episode. Now, what I did for this episode of the podcast is I took the audio from a live stream show we did on the stream.tv. They gave me permission to do so. And this is like a half hour. I think it's 32 minutes. And it's 3 guys that are hosts on all the other after shows that we air on the Stream TV. And let's see, it's Jamie Philbrick and Patrick Campbell and Lewis Love are the guests on this episode. And they're competing against each other in our inaugural DC and Marvel Facts and Trivia with Buds. So it's kind of like a play on the podcast. It's 3 or 4 people going head-to-head in Marvel and DC trivia. And we're going to do this every single Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to watch and play along in the comments on these videos on the stream.tv, I would love for you to do so. And as kind of like a little intro to that whole weekly show that we're going to be doing on the live stream at the stream.tv, you can now listen to this episode in full. This is the first one we did. There were a few flubs here and there with the setup of everything, but it ended up looking amazing. It really looks like a TV show, which I'm most happy about. So if you like what you're listening to, definitely go over to the stream.tv, subscribe to them on YouTube. They also Facebook live stream it, I believe. And you can always find me on all different social media outlets at Ryan Buds, RyanBudds, and Trivia with Buds on, searching Google Play for this podcast or Stitcher or iTunes or my website, triviawithbuds.com. You can see all my live trivia locations all around Los Angeles. A lot of special events coming up. We have a monthly event coming up at the this new place called VINO in Atwater Village. If you live anywhere near Glendale, you're going to want to come check that out. It's this Friday night, February 3rd, VINO, 8 p.m. in the basement below an amazing wine store. And the basement's huge. They have craft beer. You can get any wine they have uncorked down there. It's fantastic. And I'll be hosting trivia 8 to 10 at VINO this Friday night. Check triviawithbuds.com if you want to see a full list of all the different things I host. I do stuff like bingo at the Congregation Ale House in Pasadena and Azusa. I do trivia at places like the Moose Den in Glendale, like I mentioned, and a brand new place called Bar in Little Tokyo, downtown LA, on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Come check out all these cool things and see where my fan base lies. That's right. I have trivia fans. They follow me location to location looking for those Bon Jovi cover band tickets, and I'm so glad they do, and it helps feed my dogs another day. Without any further ado, enjoy this very fun episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast from the Stream.TV, featuring Lewis Love, Jamie Philbrick, Patrick Campbell, and DC and Marvel villain trivia. That's right, villainous questions are coming your way. Here we go. Welcome to DC and Marvel Facts and Trivia with Buds. I'm your host, Ryan Buds, right here on the inaugural Trivia Showdown on the Stream.TV. Thank you so much for being here with us on Thursday nights. You might recognize me from Monday nights watching the Gotham After Show, or Tuesday nights watching the Flash After Show. Here's how this whole show works. This is for you guys. This is for the viewers. This is for the super fans of all the amazing superhero properties that we talk about on the Stream.TV. We have three amazing after show hosts that are going to compete in a three-way dance on today's program, and viewers are invited to play along. Comment with your answers to the 30-plus DC and Marvel questions that I'm going to ask these amazing guys today. And if you are the person that gets the most comments of correct answers, you will win a prize. Today's prize is a fan art Logan poster from the upcoming movie Logan. It says Old Man Logan written in blood, and you got some amazing art there. This is by a good friend of mine in Sweden, I believe, goes by the name The Sunny Five. So check out The Sunny Five and all his other amazing artwork, and you could win this. We'll mail it to you for free. Use the hashtag DC Marvel Trivia to talk about this show and ask us your own trivia questions. Today's theme for the very first episode of the Trivia Showdown is DC and Marvel villains, okay? Everybody likes a good villain. Everybody likes the laugh of the Joker, and today we're going to talk about some of the best villainous moments from both extended universes. Without any further ado, we're going to get into our contestants and after show hosts here on the Stream TV, starting with Mr. Lewis Love. How you doing, Lewis?
Very good, man. It's a pleasure being here on the Stream.TV. I am also the host of the Flash After Show every Tuesday night, and it's awesome being here in the studio. I feel so stoked.
Lewis, people, if they can't tell from just watching this live stream, you're a huge nerd and lover of movies. You fell in love with movies when you first saw Star Wars. Tell us about that.
Oh, man, I was 5 years old. Don't do the math, guys. I'm old. I was 5 years old. My mom took me to this movie, Grauman's Chinese Theater down the street here in Hollywood, and I fell in love with film and the fantasy, and this is the first time I fell in love with Carrie Fisher, my first love.
R.I.P. And I did some quick math while you were talking, Lewis. That makes you 68 years old, by the way.
Yeah, I look good, man. I look good. Peanut butter don't crack.
It's the Lazarus pit, right?
Yeah. There we go.
The Lazarus pit. I love it. He's bathing in it. Lewis, you've worked at several Los Angeles radio stations.
Yes,
Tell
I
us
have.
about that. Your early start in radio got you into talking to people for a living.
Yeah, I love entertaining. I love talking to a lot of people, a lot of groups. I used to work at Power 106. I used to work at B100 before I went off the air. And, part of radio is when you're in radio, you get fired. And I got fired so many times, man. Yeah, it was great. So, entertainment's in my blood.
Hey, there's always time to start a podcast, right?
That's what it's
all about.
Man.
And speaking of amazing pop culture podcasts and shows and things, you're the co-founder of NukeTheFridge.com.
Yes,
What can people find if they go to NukeTheFridge.com?
Well, movie news, and we're doing a lot of giveaways. If you like going to movies for free, hey, we're doing giveaways for that, and we get a lot of great opportunities. Nuke the Fridge, of course, being from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, when Mr. Indiana Jones got in a refrigerator to avoid getting killed by a nuclear bomb. It's the most realistic scene in movie history. Spielberg, I actually talked to Spielberg. He loves the name,
Really?
And he was shocked. That's actually a story on Nuke the Fridge. Spielberg and Nuke the Fridge. He loved it. So.
Amazing. NukeTheFridge.com. And I asked you your favorite villain before we move on to our other players here. And you told me it was, of all time, if you had to pick one, I said Marvel or DC. You said I have to go outside those boundaries and say Emperor Palpatine.
Yes. Good.
So be it.
Yeah,
right?
so be it, Jedi.
Yeah.
so mysterious, so evil, and he's the guy. I mean, imagine, man, you're watching Vader, how awesome he is, and then here comes this guy in Return of the Jedi, or Empire Strikes Back, and Vader's kneeling to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big moment.
Big moment.
You know there's a hierarchy there.
Oh yeah.
Very good. If you love amazing nerdy collectibles, if you like stuff like Nuke the Fridge, you've checked it out, I want you to go visit my good friend Louis Love over at Frank & Son's Collectible Toy Show in City of Industry every single Saturday. Are you there every weekend?
Yeah, I'm one of the managers there.
Oh my God, one of the coolest places I've ever been to. It's a must-see destination if you love any kind of pop culture stuff. Check it out. And we're going to move on to our next contestant, Mr. Jamie Philbrick. How are we doing, Jamie?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, everyone. Jamie Philbrick here.
Jamie's a writer for Wizard Magazine, Collider.com, Nerdist.com, and ComicBookResources.com, just to name a few.
I've written for all of those.
You've written for all
I no
those.
longer write for them. Yeah.
But you have written for them.
Absolutely.
Tell me about some of those pieces. What's the best thing you've written for any of those sites? What do you like writing the most? You like movie reviews?
Yeah, movie reviews I like. Yeah, I don't mind doing those. I mean, I guess probably interviews. Some of the interviews I've done are probably my favorite.
Oh my God.
Stuff.
Let me name some of the people you've interviewed here.
Please.
Oh, let's do it. This is why you send somebody a bio and an email, right?
Exactly.
Oprah Winfrey, Al Pacino, Mel Brooks, Mike Tyson, William Shatner, Henry Winkler, Adam West, Bruce Willis, Robert Duvall, and Kermit the Frog.
Miss Piggy was there too, but she was kind of a diva. That's true.
Amazing. And your favorite villain of all time, you told me it's a tie between the Joker and Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I'd have to say I also love Deathstroke. That's probably my favorite.
Of
but
course.
if I had to go with sort of like the classics, I don't think you can go wrong with Joker or Lex Luthor. And especially like the Lex Luthor who becomes the President of the United States.
Yeah.
It's a very scary story, and I think we all can relate to. So
yeah, maybe a little too relative.
Maybe a little too.
Right now.
Exactly.
I'd settle for the Joker as the president, maybe.
Joker was president. Yeah, I mean that. We could have some crazy stuff happen if that happens.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And moving on to our last contestant, Mr. Patrick Campbell. How are we doing, Pat?
I'm doing great. Hey, guys, what's going on? It's great to be here. It's my second time, I think, now. I'm actually the host of the Legends of Tomorrow After Show with this guy, which is great. We do it on Tuesday nights here from Stream TV. And I'm just happy to be here. Thank you for having me, guys.
Patrick, you are one of those guys where I can't tell. I'm like, this guy could be 19 or he could be 49. I have no idea. You just have that young face.
I get that a lot. I mean,
You don't have to say your age.
No, I wasn't going
but I do
to,
need your
but-
social security number if you want to give me that after the show.
All right,
okay?
don't worry.
You are a big lover of Captain America. You love Magneto and Lex Luthor. Who do you think would win in a fight? Maybe you're playing Injustice. Can you play as Magneto and Lex Luthor in Injustice? No, Magneto's from Marvel, so you couldn't play that.
you
That's a
couldn't.
DC
But
game.
I actually think that Lex would probably win.
You
I
think
mean,
so?
let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's
He'd
the
find
same
a
guy
way.
who could fight Superman. He builds these crazy suits, makes kryptonite. He knows exactly what he's doing. He'd probably beat Magneto.
Speaking of people that know exactly what they're doing, you know your way around movies. You have an amazing podcast called Real Film Chatter, and you've been writing films for about 6 years, right?
Yeah, I've been writing about 6 years, different websites, doing this and that. I think my favorite thing, kind of like with all of these guys, is going to the press junkets, talking to the actors, getting to know the people behind the movies, and bringing movies to people who don't get it.
Amazing.
Or, there's a gap between what we see and what the audience sees. I like being the person who bridges that gap.
Patrick, I like that you're bridging the gap as well. Now that we know our 3 contestants a little bit more, we're going to dive into the rules. We're going to do 3 rounds of trivia. That's right. There are 3 rounds. The first round, every question is worth 1 point, and I have 20 questions for you about Marvel and DC villains. You guys feel confident that you can answer those questions?
Let's do this.
I love it. Round number 2 is going to be 10 fan questions that were submitted by fans on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter earlier today. And round 3 is called Categories with Buds. And I'll tell you what that category is. I'm going to play with you guys, and we're going to go down the line naming one thing from that category until we can't think of it anymore. And that last person standing will get 3 points. So there's a lot of fun chances to get some points. And it's time right now for round 1, the Trivia Showdown. Okay, so this is 20 questions on DC and Marvel villains, and when you guys are playing, you got to wait for the whole question to be read so people playing, watching at home can play along, and you are going to buzz in using a buzz-in word. Now, I was thinking of a fun one-syllable word that is kind of one of my favorite villains as of recent history, and that is Zoom from The Flash. Okay, so you're going to buzz in with the word Zoom, wait for the whole question to be read, and here we go. You guys ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, question number 1. What Spider-Man villain goes by the civilian name of Maxwell Dillon?
Zoom.
I'm going to go with Louis Love.
Jamie Foxx.
That is half right.
Electro.
Electro is correct. 1 point for Lewis Love. Well done.
Whoa.
Jamie, you buzzed in as well. Did you have it on the tip of your tongue?
I did.
Very
I was
good.
ready to go.
And Patrick, did you have it as well?
Yeah,
Did everybody buzz in?
Yeah, we all had
To be
it.
fair, I think he was slightly.
I think I
think
was
so?
too, but
Yeah.
you called him.
You tell me I got to crank up this hearing aid?
I think you do. I think
We'll
you
see
do.
how it goes. Here's question number 2. Going on to the DC villainous universe. In Man of Steel from 2009, what actor plays General Zod?
Zoom.
Yes. Patrick.
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon is correct. That's 1 point for Patrick. And here comes question number 3. What X-Men villain is also Charles Xavier's stepbrother?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Juggernaut.
It is Juggernaut. 1 point on the board for all 3 contestants. That's how it works. You guys are very competitive. We were talking before we started, and you said, I don't know how we're going to do. I don't know how confident I'm feeling. Lewis is about to jump off his chair.
It's just coffee.
He's very excited. That cup is empty. Here's question number 3. What X-Men villain? Oh, we just did that one. Question number 4. Okay, this is back to the DC side. Question number 4. Who are the 2 main villains in 1995's Batman Forever?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Two-Face and the Riddler.
That's right. Two-Face and the Riddler. Patrick, who played those villains?
Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
Yes. I was thinking about this today. Tell me if you know anything about this. Do they show Harvey Dent in that movie before he's Two-Face, or does the movie start off with him as
It
Two-Face?
starts with him that way, which is funny because it's Billy D. Williams in Batman Returns.
Sure.
So all of a sudden now he's Tommy Lee Jones, and we have no explanation.
No idea why. Very good. I thought that same thing today. I was just thinking it over.
I believe Billy wanted to do the part.
You think so?
Yeah,
He still wants to do the
Yeah.
part.
He
Yeah,
is
call
doing
him
the
up.
part.
He'll do it.
He'll do it.
He
Yeah,
is
that's
in
right.
Lego Batman.
Yep. Lego
Oh, he
Batman.
is?
Yes, he
Oh,
is.
just one more reason to see the biggest Valentine's Day movie of all time, Lego Batman, coming out very soon. Here's question number 5, everybody, okay? Now we're back onto the Marvel side. This is pretty extended. Let's see if you remember. What actor plays the main villain in Thomas Jane's Punisher film from 2004?
Zoom.
Patrick.
John Travolta.
It is John
Grease Lightning
Travolta.
himself.
That's right, Mr. Grease Lightning. And we have a ton more questions for you. If you're watching this, if you just stumbled onto this stream, I want you to comment in with your answers. I'm going to check the stream right now and see who's been playing along. Let's see. It says no sound. No sound. Check out sound. No sound. But that was a little bit ago, so they may have fixed that by now. Jordan Zeilinger says he can't hear anything. Somebody swore at me. No. There's some sound issues on the live stream, so that's what's going on right now.
Ryan, can
we're
I
gonna
add a fun fact?
Of course.
While we're talking about the Punisher.
Only
Thomas
us
Jane
can hear it,
Punisher
maybe,
movie?
possibly.
The reason that the movie is set in Florida as
Yes.
opposed to New York, do you know why?
No, tell me about it.
Because that's where John Travolta lives.
No, that's why? They were just, he's like, I'll do the
absolute-
movie, but I'm not traveling.
Exactly. And if
my
we move the
God.
movie to Florida, we can shoot it here. That's why it's shot in
And I
Florida.
just gotta say, if you guys have never seen the extended cut of that movie, it's well worth tracking down. It's on DVD, and it is so much better.
Is it really?
Yeah, I
It's so
agree.
much more
Totally
interesting.
agree.
It's about half an hour longer almost.
Do they drag Travolta from a car for longer at the end of the movie?
No, but
like to
there's
watch that.
actually a very Punisher-esque moment towards the end of the movie where Frank has to handle one of his old friends.
Ooh.
That was not in the theatrical cut.
I love it. Is it Ben Affleck's Daredevil? Maybe he drags him behind it.
Hey, the director's cut of that movie is pretty good too. Let's be.
That's true.
Hashtag Coolio. This is number 6, everybody. Number 6
All right.
on the DC side.
straight.
What CW Flash villain also has the name Eobard Thawne?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Reverse Flash?
It is Reverse Flash. That's 3 points for Jamie. And Patrick has 2 right now, and Lewis has 1. So it's a very close game, 3-2 to 1. And we are back on to another question right here about DC villains. What was the tagline to season 2 of Gotham?
Zoom.
Lewis.
Rise of the Villains.
Rise of the Villains. There's your second point. And this isn't for a point, but does anybody know the current tagline? It is Gotham season 3, colon.
Oh, what is it?
I believe, I think I know. I think it's Mad City.
Mad City, that's
Mad
right.
City.
Yeah, Mad City.
Very good, very good. This is question number 8. This is about an actor on a CW show. One of the ones we talk about. 2, actually, he appears in 2 of the shows. What actor plays Captain Cold on the CW?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Wentworth Miller.
Wentworth Miller. Were you a big Prison Break fan,
I
Jamie?
was, yeah. I'm very excited for the Prison Break miniseries.
Coming back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Wentworth Miller's head got cut off and put in a box in Prison Break
the
season
girlfriend,
3.
it was Sarah's
Oh, no, his
head got in
girlfriend's
a
head,
box,
but then
who
she
was
ended
on
up being
Walking
fine.
Dead.
And then she ended up being fine.
She ended up being fine, and
Yeah.
she ended up, Prison Break ended with a really weird, basically it ended, and then there was a jump forward, but in between the jump forward, they put out a DVD movie where Sarah gets put in jail.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Lori Petty is her is sort of the teabag of the women's prison. And it was this whole weird thing.
It's going to be very interesting.
I also saw Wentworth. He was walking around Comic-Con, so don't worry about it. He's still alive.
Oh yeah, Wentworth's fine.
He's doing just
coming back soon, I think.
Coming back soon. Number 9, we're on the Marvel villain side. What is Kingpin's first name?
Oh, Zoom.
Patrick.
Wilson.
It is Wilson. Anybody know the last name?
Fisk.
Yeah, it's Fisk. No points for no points. Wilson Zoom.
That's a cool name.
That would be quick. That would be fun to see that big guy flying around in that tight yellow costume. That would be fun. Number 10, we're halfway through this first round of DC and Marvel villain trivia. If you're watching and you can hear us, comment in with your answers to these questions. Whoever gets the most correct comments will get an amazing, amazing prize. And I'm going to plug it one more time. It's this Logan poster, everybody. Check this out. Fan art from the Sunny Five, all the way in Sweden. Check that out. Here is question number 10. What's the name of the Batman the Animated Series feature-length movie from 1993?
Zoom.
Patrick.
Mask of Phantasm.
Mask of the Phantasm puts you in a tie for first place. You and Jamie have 4. Lewis has 2. It's still anybody's game. Mask of the Phantasm, one of my favorite movies to watch as a kid, and it was pretty adult, I feel like. I feel like there were some scenes my mom would be like, who bought you this? When she walked in the room, you know? Like, you did, you crazy lady.
It's a great movie. I watch it all the time still.
It's pretty good stuff. Number 11, on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what villain is one of the heads of Hydra with the initials GM? I think I got this right, hopefully. Anybody? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans? Anybody watch it?
Zoom.
GM?
General Motors.
General Motors. Any other guesses? The first stumped question of the 3 of you. The answer I was looking for, unless I copied and pasted this wrong, Gideon Malik?
Oh, yep,
Gideon
you're right.
Malik. So that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm not just a guy standing here in a Walmart shirt not knowing stuff?
That's right.
Okay, very good.
Malik, yeah.
Number 12, Matthew Nabel played what Arrow villain, mostly associated with Batman?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Ra's al Ghul.
It is Ra's al Ghul, and that puts you in first with a nice 5 points, 5 to 4 to 2. Okay? Here is number 13. In the Deadpool film, what's the name of the main villain, which is also something you'd find under the sink?
Zoom.
Lewis. It is Ajax. We're going to give it to you for your 3rd point. Did you love Deadpool? I don't know anybody that didn't love Deadpool.
Loved it.
Right?
Loved it. Loved it.
I saw that. We were just talking about Valentine's movies. I saw that on a Valentine's date with my wife and another couple, and we're like, this will hopefully be good. I didn't know. I mean, I know of the Deadpool character, but I didn't know anything too much about the extended universe and everything. And man, that was like one of the funnest movies I've seen in theaters in a long time.
Yeah, it's great.
Loved it.
I think that their marketing campaign for Valentine's Day was perfect too.
Oh,
where they were
wasn't it
marketing
great?
it as a romantic comedy on all the billboards.
It was brilliant, and it gets
awesome.
better and better every time you see the movie. So.
Yep.
I should buy it. Do you guys own it?
yeah.
I need a nice digital download of that movie.
I actually know the actor that does the voice, Stefan, who does the voice for
Colossus.
Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome guy.
Sounds like I'm getting a free copy. Number 14. What bird is the penguin's mode of transportation in Batman Returns?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Duck.
Yes, big old rubber ducky. Jamie's got 6 points on the board to Patrick's 4 and Lewis's 3. I love that duck. I love when he's running for mayor. I love a good Oswald vote Cobblepot poster and a button. Those are fun.
And when he eats the fish.
Oh, yeah.
With Christopher Walken just standing there what is he's like, eating the fish. It's great scene.
That's a great movie to go back and watch. A lot of dirty lines. A lot of cat puns. A lot of cat puns. Here is number 15. We have 6 more of these questions left before we move on to round number 2, which is all questions submitted by you, the fans. If you have a question that you'd like one of these amazing players to answer, comment it on the live stream, wherever you're watching, on Facebook, on YouTube, the Stream TV, the Stream.tv, whatever you want. Send us a message. And use the hashtag DC Marvel Trivia to let us know that you're playing along. Here's number 15. Wonder Woman has a foe named the Duke of what? Wonder Woman has a foe named the Duke of what? Any guesses? We should ask Stephen Amell down there.
Zoom.
Maybe he knows. Yes, Zoom from Jamie.
The Duke of Dorchester.
Oh, incorrect. But
Yeah,
it
it's a
starts with D.
WWF
There's a clue
wrestler.
for Lewis and Patrick. Starts with D. The Duke of what? Any guesses? Green Arrow is silent down there. Any guesses?
Zoom.
Yeah.
Doom. I don't know.
Duke of Doom. That's not a bad guess. Patrick, any last guesses for you?
Duke of Doom.
It is the Duke of Deception. The Duke of Deception.
That was my second one.
I stumped you.
you were going to go.
I stumped you guys. That was very deceiving. I am going to call myself the Duke of Deception from now on. Number 16. Who is the main nemesis of Reed Richards?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Patrick.
Dr. Doom.
And that works perfectly with all your guesses, right?
That is good.
Very good. 5 points for you. Jamie's got 6. He's still in the lead by 1. And Lewis has 3. Number 17. What color skin does Brainiac usually have?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Green.
It is green. There's your 7 point, Jamie. It varies based on the artist, but it's usually a greenish hue. Number 18. What actor voiced the Ultron robot in the Avengers sequel?
Zoom.
Patrick.
James Spader.
James Spader. What a creepy voice. Wouldn't you like to have him do your GPS?
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
He constantly just taking you to murder people. That'd be fun.
I would, Blacklist is pretty good. He's really good on that.
he's
He
great
does
on
something
Blacklist.
very similar to that.
Yeah.
There you go. Number 19. We have just 2 questions left of this first round. What's Lex Luthor's middle name?
Oop.
I'm going to give it to you, Lewis. Middle name. Lex Luthor's
Joseph.
That's all I'm looking for, actually. Just
Joseph Lex Alexander Luthor.
Alexander Joseph Lex. Yes, you got the whole
It's
thing.
because the haircuts is similar, and I
Yeah.
kind of want to pattern myself.
You're
on
very
it.
villainous. You're very villainous.
Thank you very much.
And,
That's
he has my middle name, so that's cool.
Number 20. Here it is. What Marvel villain had the aliases White Pilgrim and Magnus?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Emma Frost.
Incorrect. What Marvel villain had the aliases White Pilgrim and Magnus? This is like very broad storylines, so I don't think it was the same universe. Probably different time periods and all kinds of things. Any guesses? No. It was Magneto. Magneto. At one point, according to some sort of comic wiki I found, said other names for Magneto, White Pilgrim and Magnus. So check that out. That's the end of round number 1, everybody. Well done. I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
Well done. That was not too bad for our very first round ever here on the Stream.tv. Thank you so much for your questions and playing along at home. Alyssa did guess Ajax on our Deadpool question. Well done,
Nice.
Alyssa.
Nice.
Shout out
Good
to
job.
you, Alyssa. And somebody said, Alyssa, before that, when the sound wasn't working, she said, hey, this is cool. I'm pretty good at reading lips. So she was playing along. She had a good time. Kiefer Sutherland would have been interesting as Ultron too, but Spader was good. What do you guys think? Kiefer Sutherland.
I could see it.
That could have been
see
cool.
it, yeah.
I like that. Alyssa, nice comment. Nice suggestion. I ran into Kiefer Sutherland on the street one time, and next time I do, I'm going to tell him that.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, here we go. This is round number 2, everybody. This is fan questions. Speaking of people writing in and commenting in, if you want to submit a question for these guys to answer, feel free to do that. Use the hashtag DCMarvelTrivia. And this is round number 2. It's called Fan Questions. Fan Questions. I posted online earlier today, and mostly on Facebook, a few on Instagram, a few through text for the big fans. Sent me some fan questions to ask you guys. So round number 2 is made up of those questions from those fans of the DC and Marvel universes. If you get these right, you get 2 points. So it's a little higher in the stakes realm, okay? Here we go. Fan questions number 1. This one comes from Francisco Urenga. Francisco Urenga. He says, what Batman movie villain actor went on to train the first Avenger
Zoom.
in another film?
Zoom.
Patrick.
Tommy Lee Jones.
It is Tommy Lee Jones for 2 points. Over in, explain that. Why don't you explain that to our viewers? What were the 2 roles again?
So Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face originally, as
That's
we
right.
all know, in Batman Forever, but then he was
Yes.
actually the general that
Right, in Captain America.
in Captain America
Avenger,
vs.
yeah.
Avenger, and he didn't want Cap to be the super soldier.
That's
he
right.
wanted it to be someone else, but
Yes.
he was eventually whittled down. But
Very
one of my
good.
favorite lines in the movie is, look at him. It makes me want to cry. Yeah.
Amazing. And here's question number 2. What villain has the ability to control all the molecules in his body? What villain has...
Zoom.
Jamie. All the molecules in his body. This is from Lauren Blackwell. Shout out to Lauren Blackwell. Any guesses on this villain?
No.
No? Lewis?
I don't know if he's a villain, but Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, I was thinking Adam, which is why I
That
zoomed
is
in,
a
but-
good guess. It's actually Molecule Man. Molecule Man.
Okay.
This came from Lauren Blackwell. She really stumped you guys.
That's
well
a
done,
good
Lauren.
one.
That was a good one.
Question number 3. This one comes from the Chicagoland area. I know this guy very well, Eric Kallenborn. And shout out to Eric. He uses a lot of comics in the classroom. He's a high school English teacher. He is a big advocate of comics in the classroom. So check that out. He has an amazing blog, Comics in the Classroom. The Comic
cool.
Teacher.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's great.
Who does the Joker kidnap in The Killing Joke?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Patrick.
Oh, Lieutenant Gordon.
That's right, Lieutenant Gordon, 2 points for you. That puts you in first. You have 10 points to Jamie, 7, and Lewis, you have 4. It's still anybody's game. Question number 4. This is from Kevin Kellum, also in the Chicago area. What Star Wars actor plays the trickster on CW's
Zoom.
The Flash? Jamie.
Zoom. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, he got it. 2 points. One of my favorite roles on that show to watch. He is very tricky, that trickster. Number 5, The Punisher originally appeared as a villain to which Marvel hero?
Zoom.
Patrick.
Spider-Man.
It is Spider-Man. There is another point for you, and that came from Kyle Dodson. Kyle works on
Good job,
America's
Kyle.
Funniest Videos, I believe. Well done, Kyle Dodson. Great question. Punisher, Spider-Man. Number 6, former villain Patrick Eel O'Brien is better known as what wacky superhero?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man. That is also from Kyle Dodson. Shout out to Kyle again for 2 great questions in a row. Right now, Jamie has 10 points. Patrick has 11 points, and Lewis has 4 points. It's still anybody's game. Number 7, what life bringer is superior to Lord Chaos and Master Order in Marvel? This is very involved. I had to look this one up.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. This is from Paul Lair. He works at Super Jacket Productions, and he is a super wrestling fan. But he asked this question: what life bringer is superior to Lord Chaos and Master Order in Marvel?
Zoom.
Jamie.
This is a total guess, but I'm going to go with the Watcher.
Incorrect.
Zoom.
Yes.
Galactus.
It is Galactus.
Wow. Okay.
According to what I found.
that
So
was
well
great.
done,
It was one or the
Galactus.
other.
Tough question from Paul Lair. Here's number 8. Who played Joker in the Batman 66 series?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Caesar Romero.
That is right. And that gives you 12 points to Patrick 13 points. So it's a 1-point game between the two of you. Lewis, you have
I can do
4
it, guys.
points,
Root for me.
I believe in you.
Caesar Romero is correct. That was from Kevin Kellum. We had a second question from Kellum all the way from Chicago. I'm a huge fan of the Batman 66 series, so I would have got that.
And I want to add something.
Yes.
Is Cesar Romero never shaved his mustache?
Yes.
Which was kind of goofy thinking of that before, but now when you look at it, it's pretty
cool.
creepy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so it added to him.
Very iconic. Number 9, just 2 more of these fan-submitted questions. When Apocalypse was an infant, he was found in ancient Egypt by nomadic raiders. What did his name En-Sabah-Nur mean in English? Any guesses? This is from my friend Kaylin. She goes by just Kaylin on Instagram. Any guesses? En-Sabah-Nur. What did Apocalypse's name mean when he was an infant? Any guesses? All right, the answer was the first one. The first one, which makes sense as the first mutant. That's his whole story, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Number 10, what title did Dr. Doom first appear in back in 1962?
Zoom.
Jamie.
Fantastic Four.
That's right. 2 points for the kill. That was from Eric Kallenborn, comics teacher. Check out his blog. Right now, we have one more thing to do. Jamie, you have 14 points.
Yeah.
Patrick, you have 13 points.
Yes.
And Lewis, you still
I'm
have
catching up.
4 points. All right? This is the last thing we're going to do. It's the round 3. It's called Categories with Buds. I'm going to play along with you guys.
All right.
Awesome.
And whoever has the highest amount of points is going to get one of those Logan posters along with one of you watching right now and playing along at home. Alyssa is the most contributing right now. She's guessing a lot of fun stuff on the live stream. And this is round 3. We're going to name stuff from a category. We'll go down the line. I'll tell you what the category is right now, and it is video game villains. So now we're venturing outside the realm of DC and Marvel. We're just naming a villain from a video game. And I'm going to kick it off, and then we'll go to Lewis and then go down the line. If you can't think of one, you're eliminated. The last person standing gets 3 points. So this could be for the game. I'm going to kick it off with, from Mario, Bowser. What do you got, Lewis?
Red Ghost from Pac-Man.
Red Ghost from Pac-Man. I like where your head's at. Jamie.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is a villain in Donkey Kong, yes.
I'm going to go with Ganondorf from the Zelda series.
Ganondorf from the Zelda series. I'm going to stick where I'm strongest and say King Koopa, who's different from Bowser. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Lewis Love.
Solomon Grundy and Justice Gods Among Us.
There you go. Injustice Gods Among Us, Jamie.
Harley Quinn in same video game. Justice Gods Among Us.
Love it. Harley Quinn.
I'm going to go with your sweet spot, Wario.
Wario. Ooh, I'm going to say Waluigi and go on to Lewis.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Yellow Ghost in Pac-Man.
All right. There you go. He's got a strategy, everybody. That's all that matters. Jamie.
The Godzilla-looking thing from Rampage.
Okay, very good. We're doing descriptors.
Did that
now,
have a
Patrick.
name? I don't know if that character had a name.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
We'll
did.
go with it.
All those ghosts had names too, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Patrick, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. That's very good. I'm going to say Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat 1. He's kind of the villain, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty
very
much.
good. Lewis?
I'm going to say Mike Tyson in Punch-Out.
Yes, top boss. Love it. Jamie?
Bane from Arkham Asylum.
Oh, he's got a theme and he's sticking with it. Patrick?
Sub-Zero. Would he ever count as a
Sub-Zero.
villain?
Isn't he the good guy to Scorpion's bad guy? Or no?
I guess kind of. Depends on how you're looking at it.
I'm going to look at it as wrong, Patrick.
Okay, that's
Yes. You have been eliminated.
That's
and
fine.
while I am gloating about you being eliminated, I can't think of another one. So now it's down to Lewis and Jamie. Lewis, what do you got?
King Kuba.
King Koopa has already been said. I
Has it?
forgot to say that that is a rule. You can't say when it's already been said, but I'll give you another chance. What do you got?
Oh, okay. Why am I not thinking right now about video games? Okay.
Jamie, if you could win name one more, you win.
Black Adam, Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Well, you got it. Well done. There's the 3 points for Jamie with a total of 18 to Patrick's 13 and Lewis's 4. That's how it all turned out. I'm going to give you the poster right now.
Yeah.
Very good. This is for you, my friend.
Ah, thank you,
Enjoy.
sir.
Take that with you to your
Sweet.
next
Let's look
press
at this.
junket.
Look at how
And
nice
you
that
at home, Alyssa, you're going to get an amazing poster. I'm going to give it to Alyssa. So if you're watching Alyssa right now, you won this Logan poster from the Sunny 5. Guys, that has been our inaugural episode of DC and Marvel Facts and Trivia with Buds. Did you guys have a good time?
I had a great time.
I hope you guys had a good time watching at home. We're going to do some quick sign-offs here at the bottom. Make sure you join the DC TV Universe Crew After Show group on Facebook. That's where we post a bunch of fun stuff, teasers and articles and thoughts and theories on all the different after shows we host here on the stream.tv. That's where you can find and interact with all of us if you liked watching this here today. And tell your friends about this show. Tell people every Thursday you can play trivia for, half hour, 45 minutes, answer like 30 plus questions, and win fun stuff like this Logan poster. You can't find this anywhere else. This is the only one I had printed, besides that one Jamie got. Let's get some sign-offs from you guys. Lewis, where can people find you online?
Hey, you can find me on @NukeTheFridge on Twitter, and also you can find me every Tuesday here for the Flash After Show, and hopefully it's going to be fun. It's always fun.
Very good. And Jamie, where can people find you?
So you can check me out on Twitter @FieldBrock. Also, I host the Legends with Patrick, Legends of Tomorrow show, and that's 7:30 on Tuesday nights and 7:30 on Wednesday nights. We do the Arrow show, so check us out there. And my website, MTime, which is a Chinese website that I work for, check us out there as well.
Fantastic. And Mr. Patrick Campbell, where can people find you at if they want to interact?
Guys, go ahead. You can find me on Twitter @PJ_Campbell. That's where I do most of my interaction with everyone online. You can find my podcast, Real Film Chatter, REEL Film Chatter, on Podbean and iTunes. And then every Tuesday night, here with Jamie, talking Legends of Tomorrow.
Fantastic. If you guys like me and want some more trivia, I put out a free trivia podcast every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific on iTunes, on Google Play, on Stitcher, wherever you can find podcasts. It's called the Trivia with Buds podcast. Every week, we have 2 friends going head-to-head in topics they're good at, stuff like Tenacious D versus marine biology, or Marvel versus DC. You're going to love all the episodes. Go back and listen to them. Thank you guys so much. Join Lance's group in the Facebook realm, everybody. Check out Lance's DC TV Universe Crew After Show group on Facebook. Find me on Twitter @RyanBuds. Tell a friend about this, and watch The Flash with me on Tuesdays, the after show here on the stream.tv, as well as the Gotham after show on Monday nights. Guys, thanks for being my guest on the first show.
Awesome.
Everybody
Thank
watching
you.
at home, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Thursday at 7:30 for more Marvel and DC Facts and Trivia with Buds.
There it is, the first episode of DC Facts and Trivia with Buds on the Stream.tv network. Thanks for listening to this episode, and if you want to catch the Stream.tv live for more trivia action, you can always tune in on YouTube at the Stream.tv, on Facebook, and on the website, the Stream.tv. And you can always find the live stream of DC and Marvel Facts and Trivia with Buds on Thursday nights, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. This week's topic, this Thursday, if you want to listen to the second episode, is all about sidekicks, DC and Marvel sidekicks. So we had villains the first week, sidekicks the second week, and a bunch of other fun stuff coming up in future weeks. If you want to be a guest on that show and you're really into DC and Marvel stuff, shoot me an email, ryan@ryanbuds.com, ryanbuds.com. Send me an email, tell me what you're into, and I will try and find a spot for you. If you're decent on camera, you don't mind talking in front of people and being mic'd up and all that good stuff, we'd love to have you on the show. And it tapes on Thursday nights, and I'm always looking for people around the Los Angeles area. If you have a business, let's say you have a bar, and you're like, I need some new business on Monday nights, or Tuesday nights, or Saturday nights, and you're thinking, what can I do? Hit me up. send me an email, ryan@ryanbuds.com. Check out my Yelp reviews. I have 1 million of those. And by 1 million, I mean 43. I think I have 43 Yelp reviews. Most of them are 5 stars. I think there might be a 3 or 4 star in there somewhere. But you can definitely see all the kind words people had to say about parties I did for them, or weekly trivia events, or years that I've been hosting trivia at certain bars in LA that really helps boost their business on certain nights. If you have a fundraiser coming up, a special event, maybe you work on a PTA at a school and you're like, oh, you know what would be kind of a fun fundraiser, like a game show night with all the parents and the kids? I would love to host that for you. If you have a need for a stand-up comedy show, I've been doing comedy for about 11, going on 12 years, and I would love to come do stand-up at your event for any function. Hit me up, send me an email, shoot me a text, all that good stuff, and we'll make it happen. I think that's all I wanted to talk about on this episode, and we always like to end our trivia podcast episodes with a listener quiz. So I give you the chance to answer 3 questions and enter yourself in a raffle to win a prize. This week's prize is, you guessed it, 2 tickets to see the Bon Jovi cover band Wanted at the Rose Theater in Pasadena. And you're going to see that show on Friday, February 3rd, coming up this week, Friday night. It's like $30 to get in with these tickets, but with these tickets, it's free. So this is a 7 p.m. show. All seats arrive by 7 p.m. General admission to Wanted Bon Jovi tribute. Under 18, you have to have an adult. And if you're listening to this podcast, you just have to enter by sending me the answers to these 3 random listener quiz questions. So, your question number 1 for this week's listener quiz is, what is the periodic table symbol for krypton? What is the periodic table symbol for krypton? That is question number 1. Question number 2, who played a television character named the Flying Nun? Who played a television character named the Flying Nun? And question number 3, what color is Kirby in the Nintendo video game Kirby? The very first Kirby. What is the traditional color of old Kirby? That's number 3. Send me the answers to those 3 questions, ryan@ryanbuds.com, or tweet me at ryanbuds, or send me a message on the Trivia with Buds Facebook page, which you should go give a like to right now for daily updates and fun articles and pop culture news that I share on the hour sometimes, and you can be entered to win a pair of tickets to see that Bon Jovi cover band. We're going to get a bunch of trivia fans over to the Rose in Pasadena and sing Living on a Prayer back-to-back on stage with the Richie Sambora and John Bon Jovi lookalikes. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you had a good time, share it with a friend. Leave me a review on iTunes. And also leave me a review on Yelp if you played a live event with me recently. Would love to see you again. And we got tons of fun prizes and sponsorships and movie posters and all kinds of cool studio items to give away at live events coming up very soon in the next few months. Shout out to my good friend Lewis Love, who was on the episode today. He runs a website called nukethefridge.com. Nuke the Fridge. If you want some amazing movie news, check out Nuke the Fridge. He's also always giving away movie passes to different shows like The Space Between Us and John Wick 2 and things like that. So if you want to see a brand new movie for free, see about getting passes over on nukethefridge.com. You are amazing for listening to this and telling a friend about it. And I will see you next week with an amazing episode featuring my good friends Audrina Camo and Paul Lair in some trivia about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Disney Channel original programming. And the following week, it'll be me versus my wife, Ashley, in Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse trivia. I'll let you guess which one of those is each of our favorite movies. Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse, it'll come out on Valentine's Day. I originally said today was going to be me versus Ashley, but I'm saving that one for Valentine's Day because it is a lover's quarrel between those 2 movies. Okay, I've talked quite enough on this episode. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time on the Trivia with Buds podcast. Bye-bye.